Have you ever caught yourself wondering if you're actually attractive? Not just average, not just fine, but genuinely captivating in a way that people notice, even if you don't see it yourself. The truth is, most people go through life completely unaware of the effect they have on others. So today, I'm breaking down 7 subtle but powerful signs that prove you're far more attractive than you think. Some of these might surprise you, others might make you rethink how people treat you. Either way, prepare to see yourself in a whole new light. Let's dive in. Sign 1. People remember you, even in passing. Have you ever had someone walk up to you and say, "Hey, I remember you from somewhere," but you don't remember them at all? Or maybe someone you met briefly remembers your name, your laugh, or even what you were wearing. This happens because when someone is genuinely captivating, their presence sticks in the minds of others. You didn't try to stand out, you didn't force it, but something about your aura, your vibe, your presence, it leaves an imprint. Attractive energy isn't just about how you look, it's about how you make people feel. Your smile, the way you carry yourself, your eye contact, all of it creates a moment, and moments like that, they linger. Bonus tip: pay attention to how often people tell you, "There's something about you." That phrase is code for, you made an impact. They may not be able to explain why, but the feeling you gave them, it stayed. Sign 2. People open up to you instantly. Ever noticed how strangers randomly tell you personal things, even if they just met you? You're in line at a coffee shop, and someone starts talking about their breakup. You sit next to someone on a plane, and 20 minutes later, you know their entire life story. This isn't a coincidence, it's a reflection of your emotional magnetism. People feel safe around you. They sense that you're genuine, non-judgmental, and grounded. Psychology calls this effective presence, the emotional atmosphere you create just by being there. And here's the twist: people don't open up like that to everyone. They do it when they sense something rare, something attractive. Sign 3. You make people self-conscious without trying. This one's subtle, but powerful. Have you ever noticed someone adjusting their clothes, fixing their hair, or checking their phone suddenly when you walk by? Or maybe someone who is loud and confident gets quiet when you enter the room. When you exude an attractive energy without even realizing it, it creates an unconscious response in others. They start evaluating themselves. They wonder how they appear in your eyes. You didn't say a word, but your presence made them reflect on their own. That's not just attractive, that's commanding. Sign 4. People assume you're taken, even if you're not. Ever had someone say, "Wait, you're single?" Or maybe they seem surprised that you don't have someone texting you constantly or waiting on you at home. This is a form of what psychologists call assumed value. People see the way you carry yourself, your calm, your confidence, your independence, and they naturally assume someone must already see it. They think, if I see how amazing this person is, then others must see it too. And that assumption creates intrigue, mystery, even a sense of challenge. It's not about being unavailable, it's about being unshakably whole, with or without someone, and that's powerful. Sign 5. People get confused by your energy. This one might hit close. Sometimes when you're more attractive than you realize, people don't know how to categorize you. One day someone tells you you're intimidating. The next, someone calls you kind and down to earth. You might be called mysterious or even too much, simply because your energy doesn't fit neatly into a box. That contradiction, that emotional unpredictability, it's compelling. Psychologically, humans are drawn to what they can't fully figure out. And when people can't quite read you, they think about you more. They replay moments. They try to decode you. It's not confusion, it's captivation. If you've ever felt like this, drop a 888 in the comments to let others know they're not alone. Sign 6. People either strongly like you or feel weirdly competitive. Have you ever noticed how you either click instantly with people or they seem guarded around you? There's rarely a middle ground. People might admire you deeply, compliment you constantly, and want to be close. Or they might feel the need to prove themselves, one-up you, or quietly keep their distance. This polarity happens when your presence triggers something in others. Sometimes it's admiration, other times it's insecurity. You didn't do anything wrong. You just walked in with a confidence they didn't expect. And whether people warm up to you or feel intimidated by you, you've made an impact. And impact is the foundation of attractiveness. Sign 7. You downplay yourself because you don't see what others see. Let's get real. Have you ever dismissed a compliment, laughed off someone calling you beautiful, said something like, "Oh, stop, I'm not that special"? It might be humility, but sometimes it's disbelief. You genuinely don't see what others see. Here's the twist. This is one of the clearest signs you're more attractive than you think. Why? Because while you're busy overanalyzing your flaws, others are feeling drawn to your essence. They see the way you light up when you talk, the way you listen, the quiet strength in how you carry yourself. You think you're just being yourself, but to someone else, you're magnetic. So stop waiting to feel ready or good enough. You already are. Final thoughts. Being attractive isn't about having perfect features or getting attention everywhere you go. It's about energy, confidence, subtle influence, emotional presence. And chances are, if you resonated with even one of these signs, you're already affecting people far more than you realize. You don't need to change anything, just recognize your worth. Because the moment you start seeing yourself clearly, the whole world starts seeing you too. Now that you've seen the signs, let's go deeper. Because psychology always reveals what the mirror never can. When someone is naturally attractive, their presence stimulates dopamine in others, even without physical touch or flirtation. People often confuse emotional safety with romantic attraction, making calm, confident individuals seem more desirable than high-energy flirts. Subtle facial expressions like micro-smiles or raised eyebrows increase perceived warmth and approachability by over 30% in social settings. The contrast effect means people around you seem to stand out less when you're present, making you unintentionally more magnetic in group situations. Humans subconsciously mirror the body language of those they find attractive, even without conscious awareness or romantic intention. Confidence without arrogance activates admiration centers in the brain, especially in environments where social comparison is high. People are drawn to those who display consistent behavior and emotional regulation. It signals maturity, trust, and long-term stability. When someone has a voice that calms others, it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, promoting safety and subtle attraction. Being non-reactive during social tension is perceived as dominance, which the brain equates with higher mate value and desirability. Mystery triggers curiosity, and in psychology, curiosity is often the first step toward infatuation and obsession. Humans subconsciously mirror the body language of those they find attractive, even without conscious awareness or romantic intention. Confidence without arrogance activates admiration centers in the brain, especially in environments where social comparison is high. Are you finally starting to see what others have always seen in you? Because when you stop dimming your light to fit in, you start shining in a way that no one can ignore. Check out this next video on rare psychology facts that most people never realize about themselves. It might just open your eyes even more. You're not ordinary. You're just finally beginning to understand your impact. See you in the next one. God bless you. Amen.